Is this guy coming over to buy this gem or what? Sir? Am I going to you? Later, man. Is this like Warframe trading? Basically, you chuck items up. You put items in a stash. You put items in a stash, and then it uses the game's API, and it auto lists any items you put on that stash onto a website, and everyone uses the same website. And it's all like a one button press thing. You see an item you like on the website and what they're asking for it, and then you click the button, and then it auto whispers them in game. Like you press the button on the website, it shoots the message to them in game with like an automated message that you want this item for this amount. And then they invite you to a group, and then you go to their stronghold. And when they go into their inventory, and then they go to the tab that has the gear, it auto highlights the item in their inventory that you're buying from them, so they can quickly find it. It's so well integrated. I would actually say that Path of Exile trading might be some of the best trading I have ever seen in a video game in general, basically ever. Because while it's less automated than an auction house, it actually has a human to human interaction element to it that like kind of helps you remember that you're playing an online game. And I mean, obviously you don't do this if you're SSF, but like for someone who enjoys trading in League, it's actually so fucking fun to trade in this game. It's so outrageously fun. The whole like trading in Path of Exile is so fucking good because it makes it so that whenever you drop stuff, even if it's not useful to you, you know it's useful to someone else. And that inherently makes you more excited for the loot that you're dropping, even if it isn't something that's useful. It's great. I think half the people I trade with don't ever respond to say anything beyond the trade message. And maybe, I mean, I like to say cheers or thank you and stuff like that. The server matter for trading? No, everything's all on one global server. The game's peer-to-peer, so you join the based off... Like when you make an instance, you make it in the server or gateway that you want, and then if they want to trade, they come over to your gateway. So let's say someone from Korea wants to trade with me, they would come over to the California gateway to do the trade, and their ping would be fucking terrible. But this way, everyone is linked up in the world, like technically all together. It's just, you know, your ping would be very bad connecting to someone else's gateway on the other side of the world. How long PoE stream today? I don't know. I don't know how long I'm gonna stream today. I might stream for a while. I might not. I'm undecided. I'm a little tired. But I shall show you guys. I have fixed, well, kind of fixed my gear. Kind of not. My reses are better. They're not perfect, but they are better. You're gonna notice that one of these resistances is a little fucked up. Yeah, one of these resistances is slightly fucked up. And I will tell you why. So I had the cold resistance thing all figured out, but then I bought this ring. I bought this ring for 5 exalts because I sold the mega ring yesterday that we made. We made a mega ring yesterday, and I sold it for 50 exalts. And one of the things I bought was this, and this thing I bought it for 5 exalts. And I was like, okay, it already has good stuff on it, like the things that I need on it. So I'll take whatever I can get. That was the thought that I had in my head. That ring with 3 taps became this ring, and the cold res was the last thing that hit on it. So I was already planned around near cold cap, and then 36% got dumped on top of that. So I'm a little over cap on cold res. I sold my old Kotokos and I bought new Kotokos. So it didn't really cost anything. And I remember the merchant? The merchant that we found on the Atlas, I got Kotokos from them as well. I sold those as well. Kotokos minimum are like the one that I got from the merchant, I sold for 6. And my main one that I was using before, I sold for 11. And then I rebought these for 10. So I could reslot them with a new socket. Yeah, I found a nameless seer yesterday, but the best thing that he had was Kotokos. And then I sold the unique belt, the cow belt. I sold the cow belt, and it was funny because I fucked up. I was like, oh man, this cow belt's only worth 1 exalt now, and then I listed it, and then my fucking game got like obliterated by whispers. And then I realized, oh, it's not worth 1 exalt. It's worth a lot more. It's just I looked at the lowest prices for it, and it was other people who, like, I guess they threw it in their 1 exalt tab or something. I don't know. But I got messages like, please, I need this. I need this, please. I can do 2 exalts if you really want. Please. And it was just like a flood of these messages. And I was like, oops. And then I relisted it, and I got 11 for it. In any case, that belt was worth a lot too. It seems that many things have inflated in price because more people are reaching the end game, and so a lot of things in general are becoming more expensive as more exalts are circulating. Why was it worth a lot? I mean, it was a pretty good belt. That was the belt that recoups half the damage you take as mana. This belt didn't cost much. This was, I think, 3 or 4 eggs. It was 3 or 4, and it was a 5 slot, and then I slapped an exalt on it, and it rolled physical thorns. The boots were not that much either, but that's because I settled for 25. I did want to consider 30% boots, but 30% boots are omega expensive compared to 25. So I just settled for 25. I was like, 25 I can get much better within budget, and I can get double res and it won't cost a lot. Literally the difference between 25 and 30 was just stupid high. This ring I also rolled, and sadly it rolled cold dam, which I can't really do much of, but the rest of the stuff on it is good, so I kept it. The weapons I did not change because weapons are hilariously expensive, and I can't replace either of them because just even the weapons I've been using since day 1 now are worth so much. But to get new ones is just so many exalts. And then the helmet was, I think, 8, and it was triple res, fire, cold, chaos, so I was happy with that. Good pickup. In hindsight, I maybe should have put the rune in it for more armor and energy shield. Okay, and this was the biggest change of my setup. This is what I spent a majority of the profits from that ring on. Boom! +3 all spell levels. Yep. This one... Yeah, this one took... I spent 30 exalts on this. 30 big boys. There's not a lot of +3 level amulets at the moment because +3 only appears on like a certain level of gear. And this one didn't have that great of resistances, and its implicit is honestly trash. The 22 max energy shield, but it's +3 spell levels. And the reason why this is important, I'll show you. I did a little bit of research. PoE DB2. I will show you. I did a little bit of research. Nope. Okay. What I learned is that the scaling of skill levels is not linear. Quite opposite. It's fucking exponential. And so spell levels actually matter so fucking much because every level beyond a certain point just scales the damage so fucking hard. It's insane. I haven't read the patch notes, no. So I thought it was the most important thing was for me to get spell levels more than anything else. Also, as you can see, Arc gets one more chain at level 29. My Arc is currently 28. And in 2 levels, it will be 29. Wicked. That'll be a huge power spike. Yeah, I did. I tried it out. Now, of course, the mana cost has gone up a lot. The damage has gone up by 50%, but so has the mana cost. So, now my Arc takes 472 mana per cast at a 0.6 cast time. Is a bit expensive to cast. Yes, my Arc costs so much mana that it almost gets 100% efficiency from Mana Forge on the Lost Arc passive tree, which I believe requires 480 for full efficiency. Yes, Snail, I did. That's a big reason why my mana is so high right now. It's because I did go into my skill tree and I did spec into raw mana. And that's increasing the mana cost of all of my abilities by 10% as well, but it's also giving me 12% more max mana. And I just figured the drawback of that increased mana cost is just outweighed by the sheer amount of damage that I get from raw mana, which pushed me from 2,800 to 3,100 mana. And that means 100 more mana for Arcane Intensity. No, 300 more for Arcane Intensity. That's 9% spell damage. And then Archmage as well is getting 300 more mana. So that's quite a bit more damage from Archmage as well. But then also 300 more mana for Force of Will, which is giving me quite a bit more Arcane Surge scaling. And that means more cast speed as well as more mana regeneration. Do you ignore spell crit with this build? Yep. Conductivity isn't exposure though. So we had like this weird discussion about it yesterday, but I think that what we determined is that conductivity more or less is exposure, or at least conductivity will allow you to go below 0%. Now that being said, if exposure and curse bring it below 0%, at that point your penetration is actually doing nothing for you. But For general purpose, it should be okay. 0.1 patch notes. Passive block chance now applies to blockable hits from all directions as opposed to just hits from the front. Player size is now set to 0 units when dodge rolling instead of 1 unit. Some smaller monsters can now be pushed while dodge rolling. This includes monsters such as the adorned beetles. Inscribed ultimatums and Dijin Barrios now display whether you will obtain ascendency skill points upon completing the Trial of Chaos or Trial of Sekhmet, respectively. Removed roll map pins for encounters that were not from specific locations. Improved attack in place behavior. Leech has been buffed. Rain of Arrows and Firestorm now have a hit rate limit to prevent cases of them absolutely obliterating very large bosses. What's up, Tofu? Tofu, were you enjoying Rain of Arrows? Yeah, you better farm 6 more legendary bows to compensate for the fact that you got nerfed, bozo. Trigger gem energy gain was not in the right place, and it was far too easy to use ailments to trigger spells. One problem with the previous system is that if we balanced it to make triggering happen in boss fights, then the triggering would happen far too often during clearing. In order to address this, we are now making monster power part of the calculation for energy gain. This means that it's far easier to trigger skills from unique monsters than it is from normal monsters, but you also hit many more normal monsters when fighting. Another issue is using low-level skills with unconditional ailment applications, such as Flame Wall, to ignite enemies for triggering. In order to make the source of ignite matter, we are making the energy gain be dependent on the strength of the ignite. Generally improved. Okay, so cast on builds are 07. Generally improved balance across the board with ultimatum monsters, bosses, and modifiers, mostly targeting outliers that are too difficult and bringing them in line. Monster density of ultimatum encounters has been made more consistent. Stormcaller runes, blood globules, heart tethers, and impending doom rings no longer spawn while a player is on a lift or near the altars in the Val Sol core room. Problem is, now my character is bricked and it costs 350k to respec my build. They have not adjusted respec cost. That's an L. Okay, there's no way it costs 350k for him to respec his build. I don't think you're respecing every single node. You're just, I would imagine you're still taking some of the pathways. Maybe it is possible. I don't know. I like the suggestion that someone made where whenever like a major nerf or balance is applied, GGG should just make a consumable that resets your entire skill tree and send one out to everybody that lasts for like, that expires after like 2 or 3 days. Oh, GGG said that. Oh, well, I mean, it's a good idea. Just make it like a scroll that like it will reset your entire tree for you. Any big balance patch or nerf, just send one out. Yeah. It'll be like an orb of regret, but like an omega orb of regret. Omega orb. Anyways. Yeah. And then my chest piece. The chest piece is giga as fuck. I found a chest piece that had Omega energy shield. And unfortunately, I can't really cap out resistances because, well, I'm using Kitoko's, which has no resistances, and the top doesn't really have resistances. Or it doesn't really have much resistances as shit resistances. But it has 601 energy shield on it, baby. And that's all getting converted into mana. It might have shit resistances, but boy, it got a lot of energy shield. And so the question is, how am I running Blasphemy while also running Archmage if I no longer have Spirit on my necklace and only have 55 Spirit on my top? You would need 170 to do my old setup. And the solution was just doing this. Slap 4 GCPs on Blasphemy, and the reservation cost gets reduced by 10%. Now it's only 54 instead of 60. And that is just enough Spirit to reserve it without any on the necklace. I also picked up 2 more jewels. It doesn't feel like people put a lot of value on jewels for some reason. Is it maybe people just aren't buying them much right now, or they're focusing on other stuff? But jewels are they're not horribly expensive for really good jewels. Or at least what I think are really good jewels. At least that's 3 or 4 liners are very expensive. 1 to 2 are cheap. Okay, look at this jewel that I bought for 8 exalts. I'm pretty sure that's fucking Biss. At least from my build. What would you say it's worth? I mean, fuck, bro. If I didn't know any better, I would think that this is like a 20 to 30 exalt jewel. What is magnitude of shock? It scales my damage buff that damage amp that I apply on enemies. It's cheap because no one plays your build. Okay, you might be actually very right about that. Maybe my build is niche enough where people just aren't playing it. But I got that, and I got this one, and this one was even less. This one was 4 exalts. So now I have 3 gems. Yeah, that's a 3-liner for me. The energy shield recharge rate isn't useful for me. This one we exalted on stream. I think this one would be worth Omega on the market. But we exalted this one ourselves. It has, I think, very good shit on it, actually. And then we have this one as well. And this is probably my worst jewel, but it has magnitude on shock, which I value a lot. This is a 2-liner. Hey, Matsuri. I unspec'd out of Drenched because I thought that these increased chance to shock lines were doing fuck all for me. And this notable, just getting 5% of lightning damage converted as cold damage, it didn't feel like it was actually doing much. So I took those points out temporarily. I'm pretty sure that it is kind of helpful because I think having this allows me to chill with Arc. What a Path. Thank you for the 2 gifted subs. So I don't think it's useless. Especially if I take this down here, or especially if I take this down here. But this is just flat increased elemental damage, which I have so much of. One of the problems that I started running into, which is so stupid, is I am literally too dumb to keep learning higher level abilities. So I started making my way over to plus 25 intelligence because I think level 19 arc requires 191 int, and I was at like 170, and I was like, oh fuck, I need to get to 191 within the next 2 levels. So that's been a mild struggle, but I'm 1 point away on that as well. So pretty good. Weren't you at 196 just now? Yeah, but that's with this node. That's with the intelligence node. If I take this off, then I'm too stupid. Does your build do bosses really fast? Oh yeah, I can fucking shred. I think I'm giga strong right now. This is my sheet DPS for chain. I'm for arc now. This is my sheet DPS before the chain multiplier, which is which is 195% currently. And so on single target, this becomes actually just over 70,000. And that's before I level it to 19. Which will get me 2 extra chains in addition to the damage. How are you doing Archmage, Blink, and Blast Me on 155 Spirit? I am doing Blink by doing weapon swap toggle. So whenever I want to blink, I weapon swap. And then I swap back. And that lets me use 3 spirit skills, despite not having enough spirit. But the most important thing, more than anything else, was getting those 3 jewels. Now that I have 3 jewels that restore 2% MP on kill, I have infinite sustain. I'll show you guys in a map. I could still get bursted down because I still have no fizz reduction. My effective health pool is larger, but my sustain is just ludicrous, despite the fact that 1 arc is almost 500 mana. Like, that's how fast I can burn through my mana.
Out of mana.
What's my curse setup? My curse setup is Blasphemy with Conductivity, Magnified Effect, and Ritualistic Curse. To be honest, I don't actually know if these are doing anything, but I think they are. I tried testing it yesterday, but it was really hard to notice. Check the description of the gem. Doesn't really say in Blasphemy itself. It says in Conductivity if I check the radius in the description, but within Blasphemy it's not really giving me that information. Like if I check Conductivity, it'll tell me the curse radius, right? But it doesn't say anything over Blasphemy. How does the weapon swap work exactly? So the game has it set up in the skill menu where you can make it so that certain skills can be used with certain weapon sets. So this is weapon set 1 and this is weapon set 2. I have Blink set up only for weapon set 2, so it's not active when I'm in weapon set 1, which is my main damage or main DPS one. On the other hand, Arc and my other skills are in weapon set 1, so they can't be used in weapon set 2. So if I'm in weapon set 2 and I try to cast Arc, it'll auto swap to weapon set 1. So if I'm in weapon set 2 like this and I cast Arc, my character automatically performs the weapon swap, which has a really, really small animation, and then attacks with the correct skill without having to weapon swap. Unfortunately, Blink is not a skill on your hotbar, so you can't actually configure it to specific weapon sets. And so for Blink, we had to manually switch, which I put on my bottom mouse button, Blink, and then just use any skill, and then it'll auto swap back. Archmage is 100 spirit and Blasphemy is 60. How does it work with 155? This is the clever thing that I talked about. Like, how did I do it with 155? It's because Blasphemy is an ability that gets reduced reservation with quality. And so if you 20 quality it, it only costs 54 spirit instead of 55, which makes gearing up so much easier. So much easier. Why? Because armors can't get 60 spirit, but they can get 54, 55, 56 spirit. So by doing this, you can run Blasphemy with Archmage without having it on your necklace at all. When is low on in Cali? Say, I believe it's 11 p.m. tomorrow. Set up Spark on weapon 2, then you can cast that to Blink instead. Oh, wait, that's an interesting idea, actually. Wait, don't you have to pull out the weapon anyways, though? Why is that any different than me just pressing the weapon swap button? I can't see how that would actually help. Because I believe I think do I have that shield already? No, I have the Crest of Ardura. Wait, that is the right shield. It needs 30 strength though. Okay, so that's what the weapon points are for. You're not strong enough? Yeah, but we could allocate the tree-specific points to use it. There's 24 points that you could use specifically for weapon set 1? And 24 points that you could specifically allocate for weapon set 2. How do I actually... Well, I think I only need a few. Yeah, I think I need a few points free. Let's try this. If you remove int for strength on weapon swap, when you go back to int, you won't be full mana, but start at full mana of strength weapon. We only had to remove a little bit of intelligence. Actually, I don't think we. I don't think I can remove intelligence specifically because blink is blink requires a lot of intelligence. Oh no, it actually only requires 151. Okay, that's not bad. Are there any big strength nodes that I can grab that are like nearby the start? You see this kind of hype? Not gonna lie. I don't think I've seen 2 things that TJ he's aware of, and will make. Jason Schreier on Kind of Funny said there are 2 things at the Game Awards he's aware of, and will make people go holy shit. Andy Robinson from VGC expecting very big TGA next week, not a guess. Shinobi says you should stay awake to see this year's The Game Awards posted on PlayStation Studios thread. Jeff Grubb, everyone I talk to sure is buzzing about TGA announcements. Yeah, that's Knack 3 for sure. Hey, Sunken. Strength. 10 strength. Strength. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess I could do. Oh, am I not allowed to start over there? Yeah, okay, that's right. Yeah, that makes sense. Sure. Understood. Got it. Bingo. Yeah, I'm going to spam travel nodes. I'm just double checking to make sure which ones. I don't think it actually matters if it's free or not, but just double checking. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait.
Inspiring.
Yeah, it's 4 that I need. I'm just double checking. Strength. 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 What were the points that I took out? Huh. Yeah. It doesn't look like the special weapon points are... Doesn't look like they can overlap. As far as I can see. Let me see if I can find a better version of the shield. The Crest of Ardura. PoE trade. Are you using Cast on Shock? Nope. Crest of Ardura. I have always been an Arc gamer. $39. Cooldown recovery. 55 corrupted. It's corrupted with extra cooldown recovery rate. Damn, that sounds kind of cool, but it's too expensive at 16 exalts. Okay, what is the cheapest 50 that I can get? Listed 2 hours ago. Okay. Not that guy, I guess. 5 hours ago. I would really like it if one of these two guys responded because these guys are selling it for 4. Four exalts, 50. Listed a few seconds ago. Excellent. Oh, that's right. I just made a sale. Wicked. I had some in my inventory already. Sweet. Okay, so now we have... What are you... What build are you using that you need this item? It's for blink weapon swapping. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, really valid question, to be honest. Input.
I can't do that yet. I need more time. I can't do that yet. Not yet.
All right, what does let me see what Raise Shield actually does. Raise your shield to block all incoming blockable hits. Blocking too much damage while your shield is raised may stagger you. Cool. Is there CDR on any weapon? Increased cooldown recovery rate. Let's see. Increased cooldown recovery rate. Search filters, category, any weapon. Search. No results found. Okay, so that is exclusive to this shield. So this shield is actually super good for that reason alone. Interesting. Do you also get more mana because of the shield? Yeah, but my mana is much higher with my primary weapon set. So when I switch back to my primary weapon set, my mana will be a little bit lower. What's the name of that amulet again? The amulet? Well, the amulet's actually the base of this amulet's trash. It's 22 max energy shield. It was just the cheapest +3 that I could find that was useful, or it didn't look like complete doo doo. But that implicit's kind of trash. There's so many better implicits than that. Yeah, that blink CDR is so short now. That's great for mobility.
Not yet.
Okay. Very cool. Let's see. Yeah, I would love to get a 4th jewel if possible.
Bloodborne 2 today at TGA 100%. Also Tinder remake copium.
Did he say Tinder remake? What? Tinder remake? Yeah, I have a cooldown for when low on starts. That's still over 24 hours away. Oh, a cast speed weapon? A wand with cast speed? Just pure cast speed? Cast speed, % increased cast speed. Search. 35% increased cast speed. 34 for 1 exalt. Fuck it, I'll spend 1 exalt for this. Cast speed is not CDR, it's just faster animation. Yeah, we're aware. Blink is a spell. No, this guy's not responding. Maybe this guy instead then. Blink doesn't have an animation though. It does. It most certainly does. Blink is a spell with a full animation and recovery frames. Cast speed affects the recovery frames at the end of it. The reason why it doesn't seem like it does is because my cast speed is so fucking high. And now it's even higher.
Not yet.
Yeah, without any cast speed at the end of Blink, there's supposed to be a few recovery frames, but it's so short with this much cast speed. Very good. Okay, now to look for the thing that I was looking for. Jewel. Mana on kill 2. Search. Huh? Cast. Speed. Weird. Cooldown is still bigger than recovery frames, but who am I to disagree? Well, that's not the point that we're waiting on the cooldown. The point is that you blink away once and then you switch back to your weapon set. That's the entire point of this. You don't want to be stuck in recovery frames. You want to blink away and attack back. Let's see. Jewel. Two. Let's see. There's like none on the market. Time is low on tomorrow. 11 p.m. PST. Also, these are way too expensive. Like, what the fuck are these prices? Oh, I need to disable weapon swap X. Oh, it's on X now. Okay. Buy a good base and craft the gem yourself. There are no bases, unfortunately. Actually, let me see. Magic. I just checked for magic. There's none. There are none. Evasive. Normally I wouldn't alch these, but I only have 2 maps left and I'm afraid of running out of maps. Normally I would just use the 2 blues. That's kind of a expensive ordeal to alch a map, I feel like. Okay, hopefully I don't die because these seem like pretty high maps. Let me do them in a normal map first and then see if I can grab 11 after. Should be okay. Oh, wait. Oh, this tower's done. Actually, I didn't realize. I do have one delirium tablet, but I'll use it on a different map. I need more delirium tablets. Okay, my mana sustain should be really good, but I can still get what the fuck is Tink even? Did you do 11 before? Yeah. I died instantly. Okay. Ow.
The hour grows. It's late. Perhaps we are in.
I gotta play with more distance. Also, rip EXP. Need some tanky fuckers. Oh, yes. Who's our boss? Who's the Kosis the Revelation? Where is he? Ooh. Yeah, I had to cast more conservatively. My mana regen's super fast though. Like even if I completely deplete my mana, right? Let's say it completely empties out. Its natural regen is pretty fast. Just have to burst and then step away and then repeat. I didn't actually, I forgot to apply exposure on that boss too. And my exposure is really strong. You have a clip where you go over everything for this build? I do not. But I am very close to the point where I am happy to share this build. I guess it's very timely because Cast on Shock just got fucking nuked, so I'm sure there are people that are looking for an alternative build now. I liked having a niche build though because it also meant I got really cheap gear. I felt like a lot of the gear that I was going for was gear that like no one cared about. It actually helped a lot. Ooh, what is my... Oh, there it is. Is Cast on Shock actually dead? I don't know. I never played Cast on Shock to begin with. Oh, that's not true. I had Cast on Shock, but mine was Firewall Spark for fun. I've always been Arc gaming.
Not yet.
Oh. Oh. I just noticed that there was more to the map. Nah. Oh. Oh, it just keeps on going. Oh, no. Never mind. Do you know anything good to play as a cold self-cast oriented build? I have not experimented with cold like at all.
Go on.
Nope. Nope. I was wondering if Chronomancer could do anything with with Comet with full cooldown boosting gems on it. Specifically Chronomancer. Because most skills in the game don't have a cooldown, but like there's a couple gems that can yeah. Like imagine slapping Expanse, Hourglass, and Excise. Yeah. Like run Expanse, dude. I want to see Expanse, Hourglass, Excise, Unleash, and Considered Casting thrown on fucking Comet. All of those. Give it Giga cooldown, and then play Chronomancer, and then reset its cooldown. Just giant fucking ice nukes. That'd probably be kind of funny. I'm not telling you should do that, by the way. It's just me thinking out loud. Oh, shit. I am running out of maps. What's the CDR shield called again? It is called Ardura. Something of Ardura. Ardura. Crest of Ardura. The Jingling crest shield. Does the third ascension key drop on those endgame maps? Uh-huh. It's just the fourth ascension can't be done right now, but the third one can. God, I really hope I drop a tier 11 map in this, because I need one more for the quest. Can we change our ascension points? Yes, but you can't change your ascension. You can change the points, but not the ascension itself.
Toxins.
How do I get these off my screen? Is there any way that I can remove these? Because they're actually obscuring my vision, which is really awkward. Ah, beautiful. Ah, thank goodness. That was pretty good for my eyes. How do you investigate the burning monolith? Just literally click on the thing at the burning monolith. Doesn't feel very high contrast. Ruby. That's my music. I'm quite tired today, chat, so I might be a little bit less talkative, and I hope you guys don't mind. I just slept really poorly. Oh. What loot filter am I using? Never sinks. Same one everyone uses, but I really wish I can customize it. Or, sorry, I really wish I knew how to customize it. 'Cause I know you can customize it, but I don't really have the know-how to do that. I'll make a thingy for today, a mobilytics of my build today. I was supposed to do it yesterday, but I forgot why I didn't do it yesterday. There was a reason, I just can't remember what it was. Wait, is this the... How did you get so much mana? I play Eldritch Battery build. So I can... What the fuck? This was a Delirium map? Since when? Oh, that sucks. That's a waste of a delirium. Unless I can get a couple at least, but they should have been an easy like 4 to 5. Unfortunately. I'll just take 2 and get out. It's just guilt ire.
Yes. Speak.
I guess I just do the 12 because it counts anyways. I need a... Oh. Elemental weakness. Gee, thank you for the sub. Have you dropped an everything filter into the notepad to take a peek at what it looks like? You know, that sounds so fucking obvious, but no, I haven't. Maybe I should. Before I say if I can or can't do something. I'm cursed with elemental weakness. That's a little scary. Yeah, but the problem is, even though I one-shot everything, I am... If I caught out for even a second, I can also get one-shot. The problem with EB mom builds is we have no mitigation and we can't evade. So you actually have to mind your spacing a lot, or else if you get caught, like, all of this can disappear in like a second. I mean, I demonstrated that earlier. I died earlier in like half a second. It's hard to even call this glass cannon because my mana reservoirs are so high, but enemies just do so much damage. My eyes aren't quite what they used to be, so sometimes I just don't notice I'm walking into a pack of enemies. Especially when I'm walking from bottom side vision down. That's the worst.
A rare treasure.
That random ass slow that I just had.
Unnatural fear.
I'm frozen. Anonymous, thank you for the 2 gifted subs. I don't know, he's throwing those freeze orbs. That's kind of annoying. That's why I wish I had a second charm slot, but I think only really specific belts have the second charm slot. One for stun, one for freeze. I kind of need the stun one though, because it's so dangerous without it while mobbing. There's a lot of backlash from on GGG right now because a lot of people are playing bricked builds. I think you should expect that they'll probably provide some way to do a free respec for the people who are impacted.
I need more time. Didn't break the sweat.
Man, I only got lower tier waystones.
I need more time.
I think the build that I made is really strong, but it was, I don't know. It's not like the cast on freeze build is like free immediately. Like the moment you access it, it's so strong. This build has like its bumps and journeys and investments before it
day,
feels
sir.
strong. Hey Moto, thanks for the 27 months. You show your wand? I've been using this same wand since the first day of the game. I wanted to update my weapons, but better weapons than the one that I'm using right now basically run like 50 plus exalts. That kind of sucks. Because I have one deadline on my wand, which I'd love to get rid of. What can you do? The shield? Same thing. Oh, I don't want this rune on it. It would be much better if I was running a different rune. But you can't take runes out, and my newbie ass made the mistake of not realizing that's a permanent thing. I think if I wanted to sell my wand, I could probably get 40 plus exalts for it without too much trouble. Problem is waiting for someone with enough exalts to buy it. It doesn't take that long to make 40 exalts, but it's not super common at this stage for people to have. Quantity and rarity. Is that ring on the right unique? No, I only use one unique, and the one unique that I use is 100% mandatory for this build to work at all, which is Kitokos. Got 2 12s that I could work with. My nickname in game? It's the same as my Twitch handle. I'm gonna regal these. I need more okay, good. Good. I really need more 12 maps. I just have 0 sustain on these damn maps. Activating the tower actually seems pretty good. Let me do that with a low stone first. What do you think about using this ring? Oh, that's a cool ring. It corrupted 30% increased damage. Well, for my build, that's a no-go. But it's very obvious that they intended for people to build into crit, or like for that to be an option, because this is based off of crit, Elemental Storm. Just if you're gonna build into crit, you basically have to all in on crit. And I didn't want to do that, and me respecing to that at this point is just too costly in terms of gear and whatnot. But It looks like a good ring if you are planning on playing a crit based Stormweaver. To me, it looks like a good ring. It's got chaos res, it's got crit chit chance, it's got crit but damn bonus, which is super good. And then the corrupted increased damage looks good. The only issue with using a lot of uniques though is if you use a lot of uniques, it's hard to build resistances. And it's already a really squishy class to begin with. I think you can make crit good with Stormweaver.
Their prime sub.
I think Stormweaver can go crit. She has so many crit nodes along the way. Crit damage nodes. She's got crit procking. It's just you can't build crit early on. Crit's like useless when you're doing axe. I will try. Fuck it, man. Isn't that why we're playing early access? To experiment with shit? Hell, if I made my own build, you can make your own build too. I believe in you. Where was I looking? Bro, I am so lost. Which tower was I looking at before? Ah, thank you. Holy fuck. Dude, that was so hard to find. The map, yeah, it goes to infinity.
Not yet.
That didn't work the way that I thought it would at all. Why am I walking? What the fuck? These block line of sight? They don't look like they block line of sight. I wouldn't have expected that. Well, I almost just walked into my own death. What the fuck? That was a lot of enemies. Okay, maybe I shouldn't blink so nonchalantly. I nearly forgot that I can't actually dodge anything. What is spreading your electricity curse so much? Blasphemy. Blasphemy curse is good for wave clear. And it's also good for people who are lazy. There's a small trade-off for using it though. It's actually not that small of a trade-off, but trade-off for comfort I think is pretty king in these kinds of games. Oh yeah, sure. What you need for those towers after you complete them is you need something called precursor tablets. And the precursor tablets, they augment the maps around it. Did you find or buy a perfect jeweler orb? I bought it. I actually farmed for it on stream. Bought it for 36 exalts. Do you need the auras to be on the skill bar? No. Oh, it didn't affect that one. That's kind of sad. Meyer. You're still not using Archmage? No, I use Archmage. I've been using Archmage for a long time now. Well, the past several days. The moment I had access to it. What are the debuffs? Chance to poison. Ow. Kind of wish I had more poison res. Or more chaos res, rather. What level are you? I am level almost 83. I really slacked these past couple days. I didn't really do a whole lot, and I was just talking and chatting mostly and theory crafting.
I can't do that yet.
I hate bottom side vision. It's so lame. Neat.
A rare treasure.
Oh, thank God. Holy fuck. Ow, ow, ow. They explode.
I need more time.
This is why I'm always so apprehensive whenever anything dies. I'm always scared that something will blow up when it dies. Oh, they have a fucking captain that resurrects them. Who is it? Oh, nice. A 13. Based map sustain. What did I want? Oh, yeah. Nice. I swear to God, sometimes Ark's targeting needs some work. How can you fit Blink in? I'm using it on a different weapon swap and using weapon swap points to get enough points to use the shield that I'm using. So this is weapon set 2 and this is weapon set 1. So I swap to this weapon set for Blink and then I swap to this weapon set when I'm not using Blink. Isn't there a ring that adds additional chain? Nope. It's actually very deceptive. It's additional chains on projectiles, which Arc is not, unfortunately.
yet.
Oh, is my stun charm empty or something? Uh-oh. A 7. As long as it doesn't eat the map, because I don't have a lot of 12 maps. If I lose these 12 maps by playing like an idiot, then I have to like go and buy a 12 map at that point, if that happens. And that would be very bad. Well, not really bad, but it would be annoying.
I need more time. Return to death.
Apparently it's somewhere up here. Oh. Dude, I thought that was an enemy and it was just a wooden log. That's crazy. Was your build nerfed at all? Nope. I don't play cast on chalk, so it's completely unaffected. Dude, I heard that people turn on Vulcan or something, and then that, like, gets rid of their crashing issues. Did you change the loot filter? No, I still don't know how to do that.
Not yet.
What is it?
Oh, that's not terrible. 2 high res, life, armor. Maybe someone might want that. Coward's Legacy. Interesting. What did you want to change about the loot filter? There are certain items that really are not worth anything that have a really dramatic sound effect when they drop that I would like to get rid of. Would be nice. Ow. God, melee range is physical range is always gonna be so scary to me. No matter how much mana I get, it just always shreds. Oh, yes. My meatball. Hey, what does touching the mirrors actually do? I know they spawn a few more enemies, but do I get like bonus towards the delirium thing for touching it? Do I not have my stun charm on? It didn't affect me at all. I didn't play Cast on Chalk to begin with. Or cast on anything. I play direct attacking. Yeah, for those who did watch me, I did warn you guys that it would get nerfed. You should have changed before everyone. Now everyone's trying to change out of it. Prices are spiked. Well, it wasn't me that warned it. It was GGG. They said like 4 or 5 days ago that they were gonna nerf those builds. I guess people just assumed that it would be not gutted though, which is very fair. I don't know. Blame Twitch. Either way, people reserve the right to have a free respec whenever a big nerf like that's issued. Allegedly, GGG has said somewhere that they want to do something like that, like a free respec thing, like a Giga Orb of Regret or something. That's like issued during times like that. I gotta pick up these scraps. I keep forgetting that armor scraps aren't worthless.
I need more time.
Oh, shit.
Not yet.
It's not just that. It's that if we're being completely honest, chat, it is still very easy to make a build that cannot map, that like hits a hard limit, that you're just stuck and you're fucked. In PoE 2 as well, just as much in PoE 1. The only difference is respecking it is actually more reasonable in PoE 2. But like a lot of people didn't play PoE 1 that are playing PoE 2. Many people. And so like I think the idea of trying to make a build that works is still very daunting, and like I mean they're just stuck in the mud. if their build is bricked. God, paralysis is... I feel like that's why having energy shield would be so nice, because I'm pretty sure with energy shield you can make it so that you can't be flinched while it's active. I have no energy shield, so just everything fucking flinches me. It's so annoying. French toast or omelet? French toast sounds great. I'd love some French toast.
Not yet.
Oh, we're at 5. There's no way we're getting 6. Splinter, of course. Why is it when I complete Delirium, it's always U3? Ow, that's really dangerous. That's a lot of crossbow dudes. I mean, I thought the 300k to respec was kind of an exaggeration, because you're not respecing the entire tree, are you? Like the main highway nodes, you're still keeping those. It's still expensive, don't get me wrong, but 300k sounds like a bit of a tall number. Oh yeah, up until around like T7 or 8 or 9, I felt like I didn't have a lot of gold. Now it just builds up pretty passively. It's better to make a new character at that point. I don't think so, dude. That's a long ass campaign, bro. How much is... Well, I'm at 83 right now, so respecking one node costs 7,000 at 83.
Firing.
Yeah, I clearly do. I wonder with enough gear if you can make meta skills not similar, but like still like decent-ish. Because there's so much gear that gives bonus meta energy that people don't use, like the meta energy on jewels and stuff like that. There's probably other sources too. Problem is white mobs don't give energy. Ah. How do I open the world map? Oh.
work.
Where's my quest log? Four more. That was way too much effort for me to check that.